Can you tell us a little bit about what is planned here?
Yeah, so this is, again, I guess land reclamation, you can really call it. This is a space where we're inviting our Indigenous community partners, Indigenous health program. It's also a partnership with Michener and the Green Team at UHN. The work is really led, the design work, the plants that are coming into the garden. It is really led by our Indigenous community partners. So we have some amazing partners that are working with us on this project. Michener Gitigan, who's an independent consultant that's working with us, and we have our fantastic team from Michener here. They're really the brains and the knowledge behind bringing in the plants to this space. The plants are very much native to the land that we're on, so things that naturally grow in this space. We'll also be planting some of the 4 sacred medicines. So our tobacco, our sage, our sweetgrass, and our cedar. And as well, we'll also have many plants here that we can use with traditional medicines as well. A lot of the plants, some that you see here, the plantain, many people may view them as being a weed, right? But there's so many amazing uses for the plantain. So getting back to that land acknowledgement, having respect for the land and for the plants, we also need to have that respect for, for the plantain, for the dandelions, for everything that's going to be coming into this garden, because it's really going to be helping us on our own healing journeys as well.
Ashley, you helped lead a very moving ceremony this week to recognize the residential school children and survivors. And there you had cedar tea. And it was explained about the healing power of plants. I'm interested in this partly because we're a school of health sciences and we're a hospital and we're hopefully about healing. Could you say something about the healing power of plants in traditional Indigenous knowledge?
Yeah. Well, like Indigenous, I think we're at the time now that people realize, that Indigenous people have so many strengths, so many things to offer. Our Indigenous cultures, our knowledges, our ways of health and well-being. It's really a holistic approach that we really need to start thinking about more in the healthcare sector and education sector. So really thinking about the benefits of these plants. It makes me think of having our learners and our staff here in this space, being surrounded by all this amazing, powerful plants, while also learning that, all the lessons that the plants can teach us. It's not just those medicinal values, but it also teaches a lot about kindness, about respect, about reciprocity, care, love. So there's a lot of lessons that we can learn from the land.
For people experiencing trauma or loss or needing to reflect or to heal, how can they use a space like this?
Okay.
How can they interact with a space like this?
Yeah, so the space is open to everybody and anybody, right? It's, all of our staff, all of our learners, all of our patients, their families, the community around here, everyone is welcome to this space. It's meant to be a beautiful space for everybody to enjoy. Built within the space, we will be having additional learning opportunities that you can take on at your own time. We'll have signage of the different plants. It'll share some Indigenous languages in there, traditional uses for that plant. So if you're wanting to learn more, you're welcome to come into this space, and we'll have QR codes that you can just scan and you can learn more about the plants in this area. I invite you to take that knowledge and go out for a walk in maybe a green area close to home. Start exploring those green spaces and really just being reconnected with that land. It just has such a positive effect overall on your health and well-being.
Ashley, we're calling it a Gitigan, if I understand. Can you say something about the language and the word?
Yeah, so a lot of everything who we are as Indigenous peoples is linked to our language, is linked to the land. So when working in these spaces, it is important that we use our language as well, because that's speaking to the spirit that's involved here as well, right? Right now, in the meantime, we have called it the Michener Gitigan. Gitigan just translates to garden in Anishinaabe, which is the Ojibwe language. And that's kind of our placekeeper for now, but we are looking to have proper ceremony within this space where we have a proper naming ceremony. And you know, at that point, we'll have an elder or knowledge keeper that would come into this space and make that connection with the space and ask for a name from, you know, from our ancestors, from the spirits, and they'll be able to provide that proper naming for the space. So when the time is right, we will be having that naming ceremony as well.
I just want to say thank you to you for helping us lead this project for the Indigenous Health Program with the vision to do this. I hope that we will see reclamation of many parts of the land that are connected to UHN and much more broadly to help embed the spirit of healing and connection to the land you've described. I also wanted to just thank our colleagues once again for the great work you're doing. I feel like I should put on some gloves and help. I love gardening, so
there's some spare gloves here.
I'm happy to help. I'm very excited. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Ashley.
Thanks, Brian.
Okay.